Hello, this is Pixie, doing another video. I haven't had anything paranormal happen really for a while. I guess it's I've been on the fringe, but definitely something yesterday happened. I woke up and there was like a pulsing, dark, shadowy figure that was by my bedroom door. And I went to move my body and I was partially paralysed. But I sense it was to do with the pulse. This thing's giving off some sort of pulse. And I get the feeling, he said, I might not come back here. You're a bit of a clown or something, the character. So I don't know what he was looking for. Maybe he was looking for certain information. I don't know. Or maybe he just wasn't interested hanging around. Because once I woke up, maybe it's kind of, he wanted to manipulate my mind or something. He couldn't do it so well. Or he didn't have what he was looking for. But yeah, it was a very strange experience. But it was the pulse as well. I was looking at it and I just sort of, it was kind of like the reverse of a light getting brighter and darker. Like a dimmer. But it was just for a shadow though. The shadow got bigger and it got smaller again. There definitely was something abnormal. But as it got lighter, it just went away. So it wasn't like there wasn't necessarily more light coming into the room, but it was later in the day and I could see there was nothing there. Or maybe it was my eyes that started adapting. But I think it was that kind of crucial time. There's a time at night where, in that early hours, what they call it, the sort of the spirit time, jinn time, witching hour, lots of things really. That dimensional shift that allows that frequency to come over, and the reason is because what daylight does. Because light, everything around you, the physical dense space around you is like a hard energy really. So it's like you're a hard light hologram, but it requires the energy from the sun or radiation created from it in order to create these denser forms. That's why in dark places there may be doorways between this world and other world. That's why you got some things, under your bed, that kind of fearmonger, or in your cupboard, or you've got entities that might go in your bathroom because there's the water in there and it's dark. The water may disrupt electricity as well. There's something about electricity. The more electricity you have in an area, the more kind of, it may be difficult for certain entities to enter. There may be other entities that can use it to their advantage. There may be some unknown things. Space is a big place, and outside of this world I believe there's different dimensions out there, planets and so on. So it's very hard to tell. There we go. Figure out what lane I'm in now. Yeah, so I sort of, thinking this idea is if there were a storyline, if there was I think there is something like that where there's a massive blackout. There's some series, and there's a blackout, and then loads of people disappear, and these shadowy entities come out and grab them. That veil was force fields down between one world and the next. Yeah, so definitely certain times. So if you want to get up to your ghost chasing and stuff, doing it at the right time as well. I would criticise some of these people that are trying to look into the spirit world, I guess, and they're treating them like they're animals, like they're tapping on a cage. Make a noise, do something. what they should be doing is finding out some information. I'd get bored if someone just knocked on my door and wanted me to answer it, and that's it. And it was interesting about that entity. Was it watching me doing stuff at home and thought, well, he's just playing around, that's him? I don't know. I don't remember anything coming into the dream. I mean, I did have a dream that was very odd a while back, and the person in it was different. It was like a version of heaven, or maybe a version of her mind. There was a bed, and it was, I don't think I mentioned this in the other videos, but she had no roof, which suggests something that lives in a cave. There was lighting coming down. So it's a bit like, you know, like a VR, you could be somewhere else, but what you're seeing on your VR is something completely different to the actual physical environment you're in. So I may have been somewhere physically, but I'm having a kind of algorithm put in there, so it makes me see it in a certain way. And this person met me, they wanted to give me a big kiss, and I didn't want to. And I didn't really pay much attention to him afterwards. And I've got a child, and the child's got his own bedroom that's sealed off, which made kind of sense. But her room had, I know she likes crystals, had loads of crystals in it, but it had no roof to it. And then I questioned, well, how do you keep the bed dry? And there was like a plastic sheet that would go over it like you put over a car, like a garage. So I wonder if it was kind of like some other place I was taken in some spiritual form that didn't make any sense. And to make the illusion continue, I need to manipulate my consciousness. I mean, the best thing to do with strange dreams, just meditate back on them. There might be something in there, a clue or something cryptic. It's kind of what it is. It's like a mental hack, a spiritual hack into something. Some entities playing around your head. So there was a small group, and one of these ones was this person, and a big gesture of trying to give me a kiss, but her lips looked larger, and she didn't quite look like the person. But I associated it with that person, which was strange, you know? It was sort of something trying to get around me in some way, manipulate me. Because something wasn't quite right. It was like an 80% match or something. Yeah, they're quite unusual dreams. I've had this before, where I've had a dream and a work colleague sat next to me on a bench, and we weren't there at all, when it turned out to be some Palladian. She had like long hair and oh, he's getting in there. Aggressive drivers. There is. Let's go visit. So yeah, I mean, definitely dreamscape. Look at your dreams, analyse them, meditate on them, look at the potential thing of other entities. But don't get overtaken by, you know, I was abducted and all these other. But there are things that are interacting. There's things that are watching you, and I think there is these kind of like. Sometimes you see them with guardian spirits. There are watchers out there that are tagging on to people. And if you become a kind of like person of interest because you're doing something, or you're thinking in a certain way, then they start following you around, and I guess they try to help you at some level. So maybe they are supporting mankind at some levels. At other levels, they're just playing around. Maybe they've got different sorts of roles. I don't know. But they're not given a physical body, they exist in some other frequency, and they either are hard in that bodied in that dimension, or that's they are just basically they don't have a physical form, they just have a frequency. Like that thing using some sort of pulse or something on me, and it starts to wear off. Maybe it lost its ability at that time, or maybe it said it wasn't going to clown around anymore, it was just going to go. I don't know, bizarre. Anyway, this is Pigsy signing off this video, and I will speak to you soon.